So in today's session, I am going to focus on three main areas. First, I will share some of my top recommendations for free and frugal family fun during the holiday season. And several of my recommendations are what my kids asked me to include, so they are kid approved. Second, I will share with you some sensory sensitive events, ongoing programs, and some incredible resources offered by Metro attractions and museums. And third, I will share with you some of the free mental health resources from local and national experts that you can access through MetroFamily. And if we have time, I'll share a couple of my other favorite things that I use as a mom from MetroFamily. As I'm sure you're all feeling right now, and as I feel often as a mom of three, this is a very chaotic time of year. So my hope today is that you leave this session with a renewed sense of joy and hope and empowerment to spend some intentional time enjoying your family and with some new resources to support your family's mental wellness. First, just in case you guys are not familiar with MetroFamily, I want to tell you a little bit about our company. We are celebrating our 25th anniversary in 2023, which is hard for me to believe. We have been one of the top sources for family fun in Central Oklahoma for the past 25 years. And we have also grown, especially over recent years, to provide more parenting resources for families, including really focusing on mental health. But back to the family fun, we provide that in a variety of ways. First, you can find our free print issues on stands throughout the Oklahoma City Metro every other month. This is our darling November-December issue with cute little Caitlin on the cover, enjoying some hot chocolate at Katie Bugs in Automobile Alley. So this issue is on stands through the end of this month. Some of the top spots where you can pick up MetroFamily for free are your local library, both in the Metropolitan Library System and Pioneer Library System, as well as YMCA branches. You can also find the digital version of the issues on our website, and I will show you in just a bit how to find those there. Plus, you can find all the individual articles linked on our website as well. So if you are not from the Oklahoma City Metro, there are still lots of great ways that you can access all of this content for free. I'll mention a couple of my favorite things about this current issue. We have a really fun article about creative ways to get moving as a family. I know my three kids are very active, and the winter months can be a little bit difficult to expend all that extra energy. So if you're looking for some creative ways to enjoy movement with your family, there are 6 great tips included in this issue. One of my very favorite things that we do every single year is we put together an experiences as gifts list. So if you're wondering where you're going to put all the holiday gifts that your children will be receiving this season, this is a great way to find options for camps, classes, memberships for both kids and the grandparents who already have everything, and you need some creative gift ideas for them. So if your kids love art, we have a whole section about camps, classes, and experiences for them. If your kids love animals, this is my son enjoying one of our favorite things. You can do behind the scenes tours at the Oklahoma City Zoo, where you can get up close and personal with some of the animals there. And then if you have athletes, there are lots of great options for super active kids. If you have really trendy kids who are into whatever the newest and greatest thing is, there are lots of options there as well. Plus, if you have kids who are nature lovers, there's a whole section for them. And again, those all include kid gift ideas, grandparent gift ideas, and they include some free ideas as well, because we're all about free. You'll also find in this issue, our local family fun article is all about the newly reopened Crystal Bridge Conservatory at the Myriad Gardens. They just underwent, I think, an $11 million renovation. It is incredible. If you haven't had a chance to see it in person yet, you can get a little sneak peek at all the cool new things they've incorporated into that space. And then in every issue, you'll also find a travel article And a lot of our travel articles are focused in the state of Oklahoma. This month, we are focusing on Native Heritage Month, since that was in November. So you can find places both in Oklahoma City and around the state to experience Native culture and heritage. In early January, our next issue will be out. That's our big annual education guide. That includes lots of information on local schools, extracurricular activities, academic opportunities. In addition to our magazine, you can find lots of great information on our website. So you can find the digital issue there. We have a searchable calendar. You can search by date, by time frame, by keywords, by free events to find exactly what would best fit your family's needs. You can find our seasonal lists, which, as you can imagine, we have lots of those right now for the holiday season. Every month, we put out several best of the month lists. So we have a top 10 free events for families list that comes out every month, top 5 recommendations for teens, top 5 for toddlers and preschoolers, and our top 5 ideas for date night or friends night out. And then every week we release our weekend picks. So you can see all of our top recommendations for events over the weekend. All of us at MetroFamily have kids of varying ages from toddlers through teens. So we are always choosing these events with our kids' interests in mind and with free and frugal opportunities in mind. We also recently created a podcast during the pandemic. You know, we had some extra time on our hands. So we now release a weekly podcast with local and national experts on topics related to family health, to mental health, timely news, and parenting resources that we think other parents need to know. We have parent blogs that release at least once a week, if not twice a week. And these are parents throughout the community and state who either share their ideas for family fun, or they share a snapshot of their parenting journey that they feel would be helpful for other parents. And then, as I mentioned, we have a big section on our website through our podcast and in our print issue dedicated to mental health. And I will share some of those more specific details in just a bit. So before we dive into all the fun things there are to do this season, if you guys have questions along the way, feel free to post those in the chat, and I will try to remember to pause to give everyone an opportunity to ask questions. So I feel like sometimes this seems a little bit trite, but for me as a mom, it's helpful to remember, especially when I'm feeling really overwhelmed or stressed, to take that time to plan some intentional togetherness with my family. That always boosts my mood. It boosts our mental health. And we believe at MetroFamily that spending that time together, enjoying each other, and finding adventures together can really serve to improve our family mental health. So with that, let's dive in to our free seasonal activities. I'm going to share my screen so I can show you all the fun pictures of what is going on this season. All right, first up, this is one of my very favorites. These are the lights in Automobile Alley, and this is the free Lights on Broadway event that is happening this Saturday, December 10th, from 4 to 7. If you have not yet seen the lights in Automobile Alley, they're incredible. And my kids love them because they're so different than anything else you see in the Metro. The lights are all hung on the fronts and down the sides of the buildings and the storefronts along Automobile Alley. So this free event this Saturday features window displays, pop-up activities, special promotions, and giveaways from the businesses along Broadway. And there's always a lot of family-friendly programming going on. They usually have live music, balloon art, there's performers, you can get free photos with Santa Claus, and lots more. And as you can see here, you can also reserve free carriage rides down Broadway Avenue. You do have to reserve these ahead of time, and you can find a link to this either on our website, or you can search Downtown in December Lights on Broadway. And a little pro tip, the carriage rides as of yesterday for this Saturday had all been filled up, but they usually add more throughout the week. So if you go to the website and you want to do the carriage ride this weekend, just know, keep checking back. and they should add more eventually. So Lights on Broadway, December 10th from 4 to 7. If you want to make a whole day of it, which I think is what my family is going to be doing this Saturday, Oklahoma Contemporary, which is just down the street from there, is hosting their second Saturday event. And it's an ice block party theme. So admission to Oklahoma Contemporary is always free. The second Saturday of each month, they host family-friendly programming. This gives you free admission to the museum, so you can check out all of the galleries. Plus, they usually have some kind of creative art making activities and other kids programming happening. This Saturday from 1 to 4, they are doing, like I said, the ice block party. You can create snow globes. They're having an indoor snowball fight arena. So I'm a little bit nervous about how much my kids are gonna love this, but we're excited about it. They also have face painting and roaming performers, a hot chocolate bar, and more. And this space that you see in the photo here is next to their main gallery. It's kind of a maker space where they always have hands-on activities that coordinate with their main exhibit. This is where my kids always spend the most time. It's a really neat way for kids to experience art, some hands-on art, and learn about the artists who created the exhibit next door. So December 10th, second Saturday at Oklahoma Contemporary from 1 to 4, and then the free Lights on Broadway holiday event from 4 to 7. I'm gonna hop back over to our other free events.
Can you drop the 15 free events link in the chat?
I would love to. I'm trying to figure out how can I access chat? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
If you pull up the Zoom bar at the very bottom of the screen, there you go. You got it. Thank you.
That's the top 10 free things to do this month list. Okay. This is the next event that is always gorgeous. This is the giant menorah in Scissortail Park. There's a free menorah lighting happening at the beginning of Hanukkah by the Chabad Community Center, December 18th from 6 to 7 p.m. This is a really beautiful event. It is open to the community, and you can enjoy all the other festivities going on in Scissortail Park at the same time. And that is linked from the top 10 free events list. And then especially if you have older kids or you are really looking for something a little more peaceful and relaxing to welcome the season, the First Americans Museum is hosting the Winter Solstice celebration on December 21st. That's from 4 to 6 p.m. One of the many incredible things they did when they created this museum is putting in this tunnel through the mound specifically for these events. So you get a really unique view of the sunset. The event includes prayer and song. Again, that's December 21st from 4 to 6. And now we are going to hop over to talk about our little list, kids. This is our list of 5 things to do with toddlers this month in Oklahoma City. This picture is actually from Chisholm Creek's Christmas Village. So the event has already happened, but Chisholm Creek has gorgeous lights throughout their property. I recommend this one because there's tons of free parking. It's usually not super crowded, and you can walk throughout the entire property to enjoy their Christmas lights. So this is kind of a low-key way to enjoy some holiday lights in the metro. Hopping down our list to our next free event, the Children's Safety Village in Edmond is hosting 2 free Winter's Nights. These happen on December 9th and 16th. They have lots of activities going on for kids. They can build toys in Santa's workshop. They can ride pedal cars. And if you are looking for a really unique photo opportunity with Santa, these pictures will be taken with Santa on a 1929 fire truck. So if you have kids who love fire trucks, this is a really great event. It's free to attend. They do encourage guests to bring a gift to donate to Integris Children's Center, December 9th and 16th from 6 to 9 p.m. And then more opportunities to meet Santa. The newly renovated Crystal Bridge Conservatory is hosting Sundays with Santa. So you do have to pay admission for this event to get into the Crystal Bridge Conservatory, but then all of the activities are free with admission. Or if you're a member of the Myriad Gardens, then you also get in free. And I'll give them a quick plug. This is one of my favorite places as a mom that we have a membership to, because you get in free to the Santa events, you get in free to Pumpkinville in the fall, and you get in free to the Children's Garden Festival as well. So you really get a lot for your membership dollars, and it makes a great gift for the holidays. So December 11th and 18th are Sundays with Santa in the Crystal Bridge Conservatory. Obviously, you can see Santa, you can check out the newly renovated space and all of the cool educational and sensory aspects they have brought into the reimagined conservatory. They'll have holiday music as well. These events are from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you are familiar with Oklahoma City's very popular Santa Blair, pictured here, he will be the Santa there this Sunday, December 11th. And then Santa John, who I believe has been at the Myriad in the past, will be the Santa on December 18th. I know sometimes people have very specific Santas that they like to see each season. So I love that the Myriad make sure to let us know who is going to be there. All right, and then one final event for our littles. It can be kind of challenging to find New Year's Eve events that are family friendly. And thankfully, Oklahoma City has a lot of choices. I love these noon New Year's Eve events. So if you're like me and there's no way as a parent you want to stay up until midnight, or you have kids who will not be staying up until midnight, the Oklahoma City Museum of Art, plus several of the local libraries, offer free noon New Year's Eve celebrations where you can count down to noon. So this event at the Museum of Art is on December 31st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. MetroFamily co-hosts this event with the museum. We will have drop-in art activities, refreshments, and then a countdown and balloon drop at noon. You can also enjoy all of the galleries at the Museum of Art. And this is still pretty new. The Museum of Art now offers free admission to all kids 17 and under all the time. So you can go to the museum anytime or for this event, and your kids always get in free. If you're going to this event as an adult or a senior, you do have to pay admission. This is also another great place to get a membership for the grandparents or for yourself as a parent, knowing that your kids always get in free to the museum. All right. We are going to hop over to talk about our older kids. And I think one of the comments we get most is that it is so hard to find events for older kids. And that's one of the reasons we put this list out every month. Back to the Oklahoma City Museum of Art, they have brought back their drop-in art activities, and they're doing those every Saturday in the month of December from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So your kids get in free, and they get free art activities every Saturday this month. And then in 2023, they'll be doing those once a month. If you have kids who are into astronomy, I love this event. Martin Park Nature Center is hosting a meteor shower viewing party this Saturday, December 10th, from 6 to 7:30. This is free to attend. They have telescopes on site, and they'll be providing hot apple cider and hot chocolate. So that's a really unique event happening this weekend. And then perhaps the winner for the most unique event of all this season, and this is really perfect for older kids, although younger kids would probably enjoy it too. The March of the Trees Winter Solstice Celebration on December 17th. This is co-hosted by Factory Obscura and Oklahoma Contemporary. So you are invited to dress like a tree, and you can dress like whatever kind of tree you like. So if you have creative kids, this is a really fun way to enjoy that creativity together as a family. The event begins at 5:30 at Oklahoma Contemporary Studio School. They have activities and refreshments, a hot chocolate bar, and they'll have additional supplies on hand so you can create your costume there or add some last minute things to your costume. Then the March of Trees sets off from Oklahoma Contemporary at 6:30. You march through Automobile Alley so you can enjoy all of those beautiful lights. And the evening ends with live performances at Factory Obscura. This makes me want to dress like a tree and go to this event. It's so fun. All right, next up, we are going to talk, let me see if I can find it. We are going to talk about holiday light displays. So there are lots of options. Again, my kids helped me decide which were their favorites to share with you. And I'll give a quick mention. This is Oklahoma City Zoo Safari Lights. This is not free. This is one of the events that my family tends to pick one event to splurge on each holiday season, and this is one of our favorites. If you have not seen the lights at the zoo, they are incredible. You can see the light up displays behind this family. There is a drive-through option and a walk-through option. The drive-through option, I believe, is $65 or $55 if you're a member of the zoo. That does also include passes to do the walk-through event. And then if you just want to do the walkthrough event, which I typically recommend if you have younger children, the walkthrough is great. And I believe those are $15 a person or $13 a person if you're a member. But now let's talk about free events. So we've talked about Automobile Alley and the Lights on Broadway. If you can't get to the Lights on Broadway event, those lights are on at Automobile Alley every night through the end of the year, beginning at dusk. I love those lights because you can enjoy them just driving up and down Broadway. If you don't want to get out of the car, you can park and walk down the street on foot. Or if you want a really unique experience, take advantage of free Saturdays on the Oklahoma City streetcar. Those happen every Saturday through December. And then over to Scissortail Park. Illumination at Union Station has a holiday light display set to music. And this is on every night in Scissortail Park. And then, as I mentioned earlier, there are lots of other great things to see in the park as well. The giant menorah, there's a giant Christmas tree, and paths of luminaries throughout the park. Oh, y'all, I got all off track. This is dangerous. All right, I'm gonna head back over here. Thank you for bearing with me. My 9-year-old techie kid would be very disappointed. He's usually the one that has to fix all of my tech for me. All right. Then over in Edmond at Mitch Park is Luminance, an enchanted stroll. This is a Page family favorite. They have 3D, it's going to show you in just a minute. There we go. 3D lighted displays like the star, you see the Christmas tree. They also have the words joy and hope that are larger than life in holiday lights. My kids love this because you can actually get up close to the displays. You can touch them. My STEAM loving kids love to kind of see how they're made. They also have some giant stars that you can walk through. So this is, again, just kind of a low-key opportunity to enjoy the lights. There are paved paths throughout the park. You can see there's also a playground. So if you have some kids that need to expend some energy, they can do that here. There's also an ice skating rink on site, which obviously costs, but if you have kids that are interested in that, it's a great way to make an entire evening of it. Next, over to Yukon, Christmas in the Park. If you have been to see this display, it will not surprise you to hear there are 5 million lights included in this display across 3 city parks. And they also have, I think, over 400 displays. What I love about this is you can enjoy it either in your car or on foot. So there are lots of ways to experience these lights. They are on from 6 to 11 p.m. nightly. A pro tip, this one gets pretty crowded on the weekends. So my recommendation is to visit on a weeknight and get in the line early if you can, because it does get long. And if you have littles who don't like to sit still for a long time like mine, it's better to go on a weeknight and get there early. The Midwest City Lights Holiday Spectacular at Joe B. Barnes Park. features 100 light displays. You can drive through most nights of the week, but new this year, they have made Wednesdays walk through only. So they block the park off to traffic and you can walk the lights from 6 to 9 p.m. on Wednesdays. We talked about Chisholm Creek, so that's another great one to enjoy the free lights, free parking. It's easy to walk through. There are lots of restaurants and local shops nearby, so that's a fun way to make an evening of enjoying holiday lights. And then there are two families whose names you may have heard, the Downs family in Norman and the Miranda family in Edmond. Both of these families have starred on the show, The Great Christmas Light Fight, and they both have free displays available to the public this year. The Downs family lights in Norman are on every night. The Miranda family lights in Edmond are on just certain nights. So if you search for Miranda family on either Facebook or Instagram, you can pull up the calendar of when their lights will be on. Both of those are free to enjoy. They do both collect donations for the regional food bank if that is something you are interested in participating in. I am going to pause. Santa's workshop at the North Pole. I have not personally been. I have heard from several people on our staff and MetroFamily readers who love it and they enjoy going every year. So while I can't vouch for it personally, I know that my friends, especially with littles, really love it. And there is also a section on our site, which I will show you in just a bit, where you can find all the places that Santa will be appearing in the Metro this season. It's probably one of our most popular lists this time of year. All right. I am going to hop over to our sensory sensitive activities in the Metro page. You all will be getting a PDF from MetroFamily that shows you some of the links to things I've talked about today, and you'll have a direct link to this page in that PDF if this is something that interests you. So first, I'm going to talk about some sensory sensitive holiday events happening in the next couple of weeks. The Oklahoma Hall of Fame in Midtown hosts free Second Saturday events every month. You get free admission to check out the museum for the whole family. They also have special activities and arts and crafts. I'm going to pause to take a drink. Those events, Second Saturdays at the Hall of Fame, happen from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Second Saturdays. From 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., they host a sensory-friendly experience. So the lights are lowered, music is played softly. Anytime you visit the museum, they have a really incredible sensory wall. This is one of my kids' favorite places to visit in the museum. And they have a calming room that is open whenever you need it when you visit. This Saturday, Second Saturday event, December 10th, is Deck the Hall of Fame. You get free admission, crafts, activities, and photos with Santa. And that is, again, Oklahoma Hall of Fame in Midtown. This next one is one I was really excited to see about. This is brand new this year. The Oklahoma City Ballet is hosting a sensory-friendly version of the Nutcracker. This happens on Thursday, December 15th at 6 p.m. The performance includes adjusted lighting and sound, a reduction of strobe lighting, no pyrotechnics, and relaxed theater rules. Again, that's December 15th. If you have kids who are obsessed with Chuck E. Cheese, not the mouse, the location, like mine are, the first Sunday of each month, the Chuck E. Cheese location in Norman hosts sensory sensitive Sundays. So this happens 2 hours before the restaurant opens to the public. So of course you get to enjoy less crowds, dimmed lighting, the music is turned down or off, and they have limited appearances from Chuck E. Cheese.
Someone in the chat asked, is that the Cowboy Hall of Fame?
The Oklahoma Hall of Fame sounds just like the Cowboy Hall of Fame, but no, it is a museum that opened in 2007. It is in Midtown at 13th and Classen. And the exhibits there focus on Oklahoma people. They have a lot of really high-tech interactive exhibits where they showcase different characteristics of Oklahomans, and then you can learn about people that have exhibited that characteristic. So some of the people lived a long time ago, some of them are still around today. What I love most about this museum, and in fairness, I used to work there, so of course I love it, but it's a really great place for grandparents and grandkids to visit together, because the grandparents will appreciate all of the history lessons and the kids will appreciate all of the technology involved. There's lots of push buttons. There are touchscreen displays throughout the museum. So it's a really unique experience and great for if you have family coming in town for the holidays and you're looking for multi-generational family fun. Okay, next I want to share with you about, maybe if I can find it, here we go. This is at the Fred Jones Jr. Museum of Art in Norman, where admission is always free. They opened a new exhibit called Synesthesia this past summer. If you've been to Factory Obscura in Oklahoma City, the same team created this exhibit at the Fred. Basically, the art is all around you. You're invited to touch it. There are places that you have to crawl through the exhibit. So it's a very sensory rich experience. And my kids are always amazed, like, we get to touch the art. I've never heard of such a thing. It's a really incredible exhibit. Synesthesia is always free to visit, but they are hosting monthly family events from 1 to 4 p.m. where they're exploring the synesthesia exhibit. And each of those events includes a quiet hour for guests with sensory sensitivities from 1 to 2 p.m. They have not released their dates for 2023 for those family-friendly events with quiet hours, but I'm expecting those to come out soon. But if you're just looking for something fun and free to do while the kids are out of school, this is a really incredible exhibit. I'll scroll through so you can see. There are drums you can play that are made out of buckets. Kids can be loud. You can see all of the things that they can touch with the different textures along this wall. There were some touch screens here. I don't have a picture of the space that you literally had to crawl through to experience, which I did because my kids made me and it was worth it. So this is a really fun, free option in Norman. Those are the specific sensory sensitive events I have to share with you, but I also want to call your attention to things that are going on all the time that are available to those with sensory sensitivities. The National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum just became the first museum in Oklahoma designated as a certified autism center. So this means that their staff has all completed training to better understand and assist families with sensory sensitive members or those who have autism. You can also pick up sensory kits created by the Autism Foundation of Oklahoma. You can get those when you check in and purchase your tickets. They include things like noise canceling headphones, communication cards, activity books, sunglasses, and fidget toys. While the Cowboy does not often host free admission days, they do have, I believe, once a month, they have family programming where you can enjoy art activities and special tours of the museum included with your admission. If you haven't been to, I grew up in Oklahoma City and remember going to the Cowboy as a kid on field trips, and I have been so impressed by their focus on including more kid-friendly things to do and exhibits in their space. During the pandemic, they opened a brand new area kind of in the backyard of the museum that is dedicated to Native heritage and culture. And they have a Kiowa teepee back there that you can actually get into and experience. And all of the experiences in that space were created with the help of the tribal nations that are featured there. So that is another really great sensory rich option for families that I highly recommend. It's just not free. Science Museum Oklahoma, which I know is a is a favorite of a lot of our families and my kids as well. They now offer sensory kits. You can pick those up for free at the box office when you check in. And they include things like earmuffs, a timer, gloves, fidget toys, and a sensory focused map of the museum. Oklahoma City Museum of Art also has sensory booster packs. The Oklahoma City Zoo is one of just a handful of zoos in the nation certified as sensory inclusive. So you can pick up Culture City sensory bags at guest services. They have items like weighted lap blankets, noise canceling headphones, and fidgets. And the zoo also has designated quiet areas throughout, which you can find through signage that has headphones on them if you are looking for those. And this is one I did not know about. Both AMC and Showbiz theaters in the Metro offer sensory-friendly films every month. And then the Myriad Garden hosts sensory-friendly events, usually in conjunction with those larger events, Pumpkinville, the Children's Garden Festival, every year. So again, you will have access. There are lots more that I didn't go over on this page if this is of interest to your family. So you can review all of those. Let me check my chat. Do we have any questions? All right, I will head over to our mental health page. So if you are looking for the mental health page on our website, under the parenting section is where you can find the drop down for this. And I just wanted to share with you all some of the resources on this page that have been really helpful for me lately as a mom. We have several articles related specifically to the holidays. This article is one that I go back and read multiple times every holiday season about how to set boundaries to preserve your family's mental health. We also have one about holiday stress and ways as a parent that you can reduce your holiday stress and also understand the holiday stress that our kids are often feeling. Even if everything going on in your household is happy and positive right now, our kids, I have learned our kids are often feeling a little bit of stress with changed schedules and that kind of thing. Speaking of stressed parents, this article is written by a local therapist, and she gives some really great coping strategies for overwhelmed parents. That's another one that I tend to review often. This positive benefits for mental health with music is a really fun article we just released. A local music therapist contributed her thoughts about how music can be incorporated into therapy. But then we also get some great ideas in this piece about how to incorporate music into your everyday family life, and even some productions that you could enjoy in the Metro that will bring more music to your family. This is one of those blogs written by a local mom about how she has incorporated positive affirmations into her family life and how that has benefited them. This podcast about the Family Dinner Project, I will be very honest. I did this interview and I was feeling a little bit nervous because my family does not sit down every night to eat dinner together. It's just not always feasible. What I love about this podcast, and she is a nationally renowned expert on the benefits of family dinner, is she kind of talks through why that's okay and how maybe to have a snack together as a family, or even if you're in the car going from one activity to the next, how you can focus some intentional time with your kids. So that was a really powerful learning lesson for me as a mom. If you're looking for family support groups of any kind, we have lots of those linked on this page. This was another really powerful article that we did in conjunction with Integrated Brain Health about how they assess neurodiversity and neurodiverse learners. And what I really love about this organization is they talk about how to empower kids to understand how their own brains work, and that it's okay for each of our brains to work differently and how they can kind of harness their unique superpowers. We have been really fortunate at MetroFamily to work with the Department of Mental Health on several articles and podcasts recently, and we're looking forward to more partnerships with them in 2023. This was a powerful conversation about how to talk with kids about suicide and depression, with some really helpful conversation starters and information that is developmentally appropriate to share with children. This is another great article about how to talk with kids about substance use. I learned from the Department of Mental Health that age 9 is the age that children are typically thinking about or understanding more about alcohol. And so they give some tips at different ages with kids to help them understand what is substance use and abuse. All right, I'm going to jump to switching gears back over to our winter fun guides. If I have not talked about seasonal fun enough, this is the page that you will want to jump to. I'm going to put this in the chat. This has anything and everything that you ever wanted to know about winter fun in the Metro. You can find those light displays here. You can find all of our free holiday events. This section on family-friendly winter festivals is always very popular. If you're looking for those New Year's Eve events in the Metro that are family-friendly, you can find a list here. Or if you want to celebrate New Year's Eve at home with your family, we have some great ideas from local parents about how you can do that. This is one of my favorite places on this list. If your family is looking to serve others this holiday season, this gives you a list of local nonprofits that are hosting holiday donation drives and local nonprofits where you can volunteer with kids. There are not just a ton of places you can volunteer, especially with young kids. So we find that's a really popular list for those who are looking to give back. Here's where you can find Santa in Oklahoma City and all the stops he'll be making. We've got some gift guides. Here's the experiences as gifts guide, plus different places to shop locally. If you're looking for a camp for your child over winter break, you can find that list here. And one of our most popular things every season is our list of 50 things to do for $5 or less. Most of the events on that page are completely free. And I will pop this one in the chat as well. I'll run through all of my. All right, here's one thing I'd be remiss if I didn't mention to you. This is the biggest giveaway MetroFamily does every season. You can enter the giveaway for free. Each of these packages is valued at over $1,000. They all include a hotel stay, passes and tickets to local attractions and productions and some of the season's top trending toys. You can enter daily from now through December 12th. Putting that in the chat. My kids are always really disappointed every year when I say we can't enter because I work there. So I hope you all will enter and I hope one of you will win. To put on your calendar for this spring, MetroFamily is hosting a brand new free event, OKC Thrive Fest at River Sport. This event is going to be solely focused on family physical health and mental wellness. So we'll have lots of activities with physical movement, with mindfulness, and we'll have a variety of vendors who are focused on family health available to you at this event, and it is all free. And then one final note for you all, this is our blog page. And as I mentioned before, we have parents around the community and the state who blog for us on everything from their favorite thing to do on the weekend, their favorite family fun, and pieces of their parenting journey that would be helpful to share with others. So as an example, this mom sharing about daily affirmations. You can check out my daughter's reasons to visit Safari Lights in Oklahoma City. So this is all kind of parent vetted resources that are always really powerful. If any of you with us today would ever like to share your family's favorite things to do or a piece of your parenting journey that you want other parents to be aware of or you think other families could learn from, we would love to hear from you. I will put my email in the chat. And this also goes for if If you think of something that you would like to see us report on, stories that you would think we should do, we are always interested in hearing from parents and readers about how we can continue to serve you in the best possible ways. I'm going to head back up to the top of this page to show you some quick links to a few of the other things that I've talked about today. Under things to do is where you'll find those weekend picks, so the top events every weekend. You'll also find all of our travel articles and those parent blogs about fun things to do. Under directories, you'll find those for birthday parties, so anything and everything you need from local businesses to plan your child's birthday party. We have a great list of after school and extracurricular activities for kids. Our summer camp list, which is one of our most popular, and we will start updating that probably February 2023 for next summer. There is a resource guide for foster families and for special needs families as well under that tab. And then under this parenting tab is where you can find more of our parent blogs, you can find our podcast, and you can find all the links to the family health and mental wellness page. That is all I have for you today. Thank you for letting me talk your ears off about all things family fun. My hope again is that you all have found some family events that speak to you. Don't be like me and try to do any and everything. I hope that you found just one thing today that resonates with you and your family. And I hope that we can also provide you with some support and access to some of those great resources through our health and mental health pages. If anyone has any questions before we finish up today, I would love to answer those for you. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen.
Feel free to unmute yourself or drop your question in the chat. While we're waiting on a question, I just want to say thank you so much, Erin, because I had no idea, honestly, even about Metro Magazine. So this is so helpful. And I'm so excited to be able to go back and even share this recording, because a lot of this stuff, I mean, it's not only available right now during Christmas, you know, it's going to be something beneficial for families. And I know, you know, we can't even, I only have one kid left at home, and we went out to eat to dinner the other night, and it still cost us like $60, and it wasn't even anywhere fancy. So I love the idea of the frugal and free things, and I know that's going to be really helpful to some of our families.
Thank you so much for having me. And speaking of being expensive to eat out with kids, we have a great list on our site of places that kids can eat free. So I'm not sure that I can jump to it right now, but Terry, I could send that over to you.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. We could attach those links actually. We can put those links with this presentation whenever we get it prepared. So that would be amazing.
It's a very popular list as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. So if anybody doesn't have any questions, we can go ahead and wrap up early. But thank you so much. Do you guys do any other free events like around Oklahoma, or is it just specifically in the metro area?
It's right now just in the metro is where we host those events. We have another one coming up in the summer. So if those of you who don't live locally, but maybe like to come to Oklahoma City during the summer, June 3rd, I believe, is a Saturday. That's when we host our Kids Fest event. And it is just a celebration of families. We have tons of activities, usually the big inflatables, petting zoos, balloon art, and vendors from all over the metro who are there with free promotions and giveaways. So that's always a fun one.
Oh, that's awesome. So do you guys have anywhere that would be somebody could submit information to Metro Magazine in order to share information on things that they've discovered?
Yes. So if you are hosting an event that's anywhere in central Oklahoma and you'd like all of our parent audience to know about that, you can submit that through the calendar. You're welcome to email me, or if you just have ideas of things that we should be sharing or something that you want to personally share with other families, you all are welcome to email me anytime. We love hearing from our parent readers, and we do lots of focus groups and listening sessions with local parents. That is really what helps us decide what kinds of content to produce and send out.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So one more question for you. You know, I had no idea that you guys even had so many mental health resources. On the mental health resources, have you guys thought about maybe adding a link or even a area where you could add local support groups that are available for families?
It was kind of buried on that page. And as you were asking that, I'm thinking we need to make that more prominent, but we do have a list of family support groups on that page. And we also have a page, again, I'm thinking it's kind of buried, that has free, both physical and mental health places that you can go for help, online resources. It's a really, it was a really popular and helpful list, especially during the pandemic, but that makes me think we need to highlight that list
Oh,
again.
absolutely. Yeah, and we'd love to share that information, because support groups is something that a lot of our families struggle to be able to find. And, you know, there's been so many different initiatives started to try to get them in one place. So to have that available and to be able to share that, that would be great.
I will get
So
that
we
over
really
to you
appreciate
too.
it. All right. Well, if there's no more questions, we will go ahead and wrap this up and give you guys about 5 minutes off. And then we will start our next session pretty quickly. So I think the next one starts at 12. We have a lunch and learn at 12, from 12 to 1. And those sessions are Healing Injured Parents by Jeremy Elledge, How to Help a Gifted Child by Brittany Couch. And both of those will be great sessions. Brittany Couch actually works for the Department of Mental Health. Jeremy Elledge actually does too, but he also partners with Evolution Foundation. And Jeremy's sessions are always really great. So thank you guys so much for joining us. And we're so grateful for you, Erin, for helping us out with this. And we hope to be able to connect with you again, because I'd love for you to be able to do another session for one of our families sometime.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
All right. Thank you guys. You guys have a great day.